Antoine Semenyo still thanks his former college coach for saving his football career aged 16 and even called him for advice before his big money transfer. Semenyo, 26, completed his £62.5 million switch from Bournemouth to Manchester City last Friday after Pep Guardiola won the six-way tug-of-war for his signature. Sign up for the football newsletter. Thank you. Antoine Semenyo joined Manchester City for £62.50 SemenyoCredit. Getty. Hockaday left with his father-in-law Andrew and his protege SemenyoCredit, David Hockaday. Semenyo shone for SGS College and Bristol City snapped him up credit. Shutterstock Editorial. He scored on his debut against Exeter and then again past Newcastle in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. And he will look to be the first Citizens player since Jack Dyson in 1955 to score in his opening 3 games when he makes his Premier League debut for his new side in Saturday's Manchester derby at Old Trafford. But his superb rise to become the hottest property of the January window is a far cry from his teenage days when Arsenal, Tottenham, Fulham, Millwall and Crystal Palace all turned him down after trials. So when Semenyo did not progress from an open trial with more than 100 other youngsters, it looked as though his professional football dreams were over. Read more on football. Step forward. David Hockaday, the former Swindon player and Leeds manager, helped arrange that trial day and could not believe Semenyo was overlooked. He tracked down Semenyo's family and convinced him to join his youth academy program at South Gloucestershire and Stroud College. Hockaday, 68, told Sunsport, "An open trial is a lottery." He'd obviously not fallen out of love with the game because he went for a trial, which is an intimidating prospect and opens yourself up to rejection again. Most read in football. Best free bets and betting sign-up offers, but he was lost. He was lacking confidence. His belief system had been severely battered and shattered quite far down the line. An open trial is a mission impossible. The odds of me spotting him were crazy. It wasn't a perfect trial, but he really caught my eye. He could receive, control and pass the ball with different parts of both feet, which stuck out for me. I thought, bloody hell. That's God-given. I was absolutely gobsmacked when Antoine's name wasn't mentioned afterwards. I did some digging, approached his parents and said, "Antoine has got something and I think I can help him." He became this itch for me that wouldn't go away, getting stronger and stronger, and then we just saw this giant starting to grow. The Semenyo family had faith in Hockaday's faith in their boy, and in 2016, after the coach sourced accommodation, the teenager moved from London to the West Country, and was unplayable for SGS in the Southwest's best non-league youth division. Hockaday wanted Semenyo to discover his identity as a footballer. He felt the player's best position was as an attacker, and Semenyo, who initially favored midfield, came to the same conclusion. And when he scored goals for fun against the likes of Swindon and Reading, he soon had a list of professional clubs clamoring for him. The teenager rose through the ranks at Bristol City Credit. Shutterstock Editorial. Semenyo joined Newport County on loan after signing his first pro contract with the Robins in early 2018. Credit. Getty Images. Getty. Semenyo flipped his career around thanks to Hockaday's faith in him. Credit. Rex. Semenyo joined Bournemouth in January 2023. Credit. Getty. Hockaday had a brief stint as Leeds manager but is focusing on developing young players. Credit. PA. Empik Sport. In 2017, the 17-year-old opted for Bristol City after wiping the floor to help SGS beat them to win an international summer tournament Hockaday arranged, although there were complications around a college footballer signing a contract. Semenyo blitzed through the Robins Academy, signing a pro contract in 2018, and made his first team debut on the final day of the 2017-18 season after a loan stint at Bath City. Loans at Newport and Sunderland followed, but 2020-21 proved his breakthrough season at Ashton Gate with 50 appearances. Within another 18 months and with a World Cup under his belt, Semenyo left the area to go to Bournemouth in January 2023, kicking on to new levels in the Premier League. Now, 8 years on from playing in non-league, he hopes to light up the Champions League after checking in with his mentor. Hockaday, who trailblazed the academy system in English football in the mid-1990s, said, "Did I think he'd get to where he is now? No. I just felt there was a lot of potential there. We're in contact pretty regularly. Even now, he comes to me if he's got issues or questions or situations that he's not sure about. It's humbling for me because he trusts my opinion. Last summer, he came to see me and we chatted for 2-3 hours. There was a lot of teams interested then. We discussed staying and growing at Bournemouth." Semenyo shone on his debut against Exeter. He delivered impressive stats for Bournemouth this season to earn the switch. Antoine Semenyo's career, club, 2017 to 2023, Bristol City 125 games, 21 goals. 2018, Bath City, loan, 16, 6, 2018-2019, Newport County, loan, 32, 6. 2020, Sunderland, loan, 7, 0, 2023 to 2026. Bournemouth 110, 32.2026 present. Manchester City 2, 2. International .2022 present. Ghana 32, 3, honours. EFL Championship Player of the Month, January 2022. Bristol City Young Player of the Year, 2021-22. PFA Premier League Fans Player of the Month, September 2025. We talked through his moves this January, the pros and cons of all the clubs in for him. I did have a laugh and said, "Are those the only choices you've got?" They were obviously 6 of the top teams in Europe, never mind England. I wasn't pushing him in any direction. I'm not his agent. I don't get any money. All I get is a buzz from helping him. The better he does, the better I feel. We have a big hug and just laugh because we both know where our journey together started to where he is now. It's just mad, it's crazy, it's surreal, it's what everybody dreams of. And the beauty of this story is it's ongoing, it hasn't finished, he's still got plenty of boxes to tick. But it is not just his football career that makes Hockaday well up with pride. The coach, who also mentors other young footballers hoping to be the next Semenyos, added, Antoine said, "I'm going to make you really proud." I'm doing a business studies degree with the Open University. There were tears in my eyes because he was growing up and recognizing the value of information and knowledge. How Hockaday Changed English Football, by Joshua Jones. David Hockaday saved Antoine Semenyo's career. And he is also responsible for the academy youth system that is now embedded across English football. Hockaday spent 20 years as a pro footballer and played more than 650 senior matches, including under Lou Macari and Ossie Ardiles at Swindon, before various coaching roles, most notably a brief stint managing Leeds. But much of his 30 years in football since hanging up his boots have been in youth development. Hockaday, who took Semenyo under his wing by scouting him for South Gloucestershire Stroud College, explained to Sunsport how his vision paved the way for centres of excellence and academies for professional football clubs. He said, in 1995, I established with a guy called Steve Slattery, who was England football team masseur with Glenn Hoddle, the very first ever serious football academy in this country. 2 years down the line, Howard Wilkinson and the Premier League came to me and said, "We love what you're doing, do you mind if we do it?" Well, I wasn't going to stop them, I didn't have the power to, but it was nice of them to ask. Then the pro academies started in 1997 and they've grown and developed as we've seen. That's probably the proudest thing I've done in football, establishing the first really serious football academy at Cirencester College. I've been in the pro game and then in coaching management for over 30 years. So I've got loads of experience. Youth development was my thing. I'm very good at this level. He's bettering himself, not just as a player, but as a person. You can't coach hunger. You're either hungry or you're not. You can't coach niceness. You're either nice or you're not. He is the most humble, most decent, nicest of young men you'd ever wish to meet. He is an absolutely beautiful human being. His family, his partner and everybody around him, they are just beautiful people. And they will all be cheering for Semenyo at this summer's World Cup where Ghana are in the same group as England. Hockaday even admitted he wouldn't mind his protege scoring a hat-trick against the Three Lions, as long as Harry Kane gets his hands on the trophy. Recommended stories. He joked, "I just want Antoine to do well, but I'm English and want England to win the World Cup." So in England-Ghana final, England win 4-3 and Antoine scores a hat-trick. That would be a great World Cup for me. Semenyo continues to be cheered on by fiancée Jordine Buckley and his family. Credit, Instagram. The footballer proposed in 2025. Credit, Instagram, at JordianB_. The forward scored with his final touch for the Cherries. Credit, Getty. The injury time strike clinched a dramatic victory over Tottenham at the Vitality Stadium. Credit, Getty. Semenyo is set to star at a second World Cup for Ghana this summer. Credit, Reuters. He scored on his debut against Exeter in the FA Cup third round. Credit, Getty. Semenyo became the first Manchester City player since Emmanuel Adebayor to score on his first 2 appearances. Credit, Getty. Semenyo is a top talent and a top young man full of personality and kindness. Credit, Instagram. Comments.